All right, everybody. Yes, I am back after a little bit of a hiatus. I am back, and we're back with the Demolition 2015 Demolition League Strat-O-Matic. Tenacious style, but it is the Demolition League. And we're now starting Series 4. Series 3 has now been completed, which means 45 games are in the books out of a total of 270. So still a long way to go. But now we're at matchup 1 in Series 4, which is the New York Mets and the Houston Astros from Houston. So let me get my things together because I want to set up and do the rest rolls and everything on camera. Just kind of to help me get back in the groove, and plus I think it's kind of fun to watch sometimes. And I'll pause the video and then we'll get going. Okay, I have the score sheet filled out, at least the initial part of it, the skeleton part of it. We are at Series 4, Matchup 1, Game 1, game number 46 in the league, which today's date in the league is April 23rd, 2015. The Mets are 5-4. The Astros are also 5-4. Starting pitchers, Jacob deGrom for the Mets and Dallas Keuchel for the Astros. Now we need to go into the player rest chart, which I have right here. And we're going to roll and see who needs to be rested, if anybody. So we start with the Mets. Roll 1d6, comes up to a 2. So using the number 2, shortstop, right field, and first base are potential rest players. So in the Mets' last game, which was a loss to the Phillies, by the way, Phillies got their second win. I'll go and review that real quick. Neese and Morgan, 5 shutout innings to start the game. Then in the top of the 6th, Neese gave up 2 runs to make it 2-0 Phillies. But then the Mets came back on home runs by Flores and Duda back-to-back, tie the score at 2. And that stayed that way until the 8th. 2 outs in the 8th against Carlos Torres, Odubel Herrera, with a 2-run double scoring Blanco and Francoeur, making it 4-2 Phillies. Then the bottom of the 9th against Papelbon, Mets tried to rally, did the best they could. Leadoff walk to Duda, Kadire doubled, put runners at second and third. David Wright pinch hit for the pitcher, grounded to third, infield was back, so they allowed Duda to score, but Kadire had to hold. Then following Wright's pinch hitting job, Neuenhuis walked, but then Tejada struck out, and then Darno pinch hit for record, and he grounded to second, and that was the end of the ball game. But what we're looking for right now, with the number 2 on here, is we're looking at shortstop, right field, and first base. So shortstop, Tejada. Most likely he's going to have to rest. So we'll look at Tejada's card, see how many plate appearances he had. Tejada had, well, maybe not have to rest. 360 and 38, that's 398. So pretty good chance he's got to rest. He's going to have to roll a 20 to not have to rest. 19, but he's still going to have to rest. So Tejada just missed it. So Tejada will have to rest. That is the first player for the Mets that will have to rest is Tejada. Now that goes to right field and first base. So right field in last game was Mayberry, so he's going to have to rest. He's definitely a part-time player. And the last one is first base, and that is Lucas Duda. See how many plate appearances Duda had. Duda had a total of the 471 and the 66. That's 537. So on the chart, he needs a 1-6 to. He would have to roll a 1-6 to rest. Anything higher than 6, he does not have to rest. So he does not have to rest. So the only guys that have to rest for the Mets are Tejada and Mayberry, and they're kind of backup players anyway. So that rings true, or rings pretty well for the Mets. Now we'll do the Astros. Same deal. Astros with a 4, which means they are looking at shortstop, left field, and first base. In the Astros last game, they lost to the Red Sox 4-2. And we'll look at the thing here. Hannigan actually, I'm looking at the Red Sox. I'm supposed to be looking at the Astros. My bad. Let's see here. So 4. See, I got to get used. I'm trying to get back to the swing after being away. Shortstop, left field, and first base. So first baseman is Gonzalez. So let's look at Marwin Gonzalez and see if he requires rest. Marwin Gonzalez. 344 and 16 is 360, so he definitely has to rest. So Marwin Gonzalez, and that's kind of bad for the Astros because he's kind of a utility guy that plays everywhere. So he has to rest. Then we're looking at left field and first base. Left field was Tucker. He definitely, I'm sure he has to rest. I don't think he had nearly enough at bats and plate appearances and so forth. 320, so yep, he has to rest. So Tucker also has to sit. And then the last guy is the first baseman. First baseman, well, I already did first baseman, that was Gonzalez. Shortstop, VR. So VR, pretty sure he's got to rest too. Yeah, he only had 126, so all 3 of these guys have to rest for the Astros. Except for Gonzalez, the other 2 are kind of backups, so it may not really affect them all that much. But now we can make our lineups now that we know who is available and who is not. And the way I play it is anybody that has to rest can come in 7th inning and later to pinch hit, play defense, or what have you. All right, let's look at the bullpens before I get going and make sure, see if anybody in the bullpen needs to rest for either team. The Astros, their bullpen guys, nobody pitched more than 1 inning, so they're set. The Mets probably want to rest Torres, and it's probably a good thing because he probably needs a day off, I think. So we're going to put Torres at the back of the bullpen list. He would come in only if I run out of pitchers. If I don't run out of pitchers, then he will not pitch today. All right, so now we can make the starting lineups now that we know the rest roles and whatnot. So Keuchel, a lefty for Houston. So we're going to set up the lineup for the Mets. And typically for the Mets, they will lead off with Granderson no matter who's pitching. So Granderson will lead off in right field. And David Wright will bat second and play third base. And batting third will be Daniel Murphy playing second. And we're going to have left fielder Michael Kadire play left field and bat cleanup. Lucas Duda is at first base, and he will bat fifth. I want to mix up some of the lefty-righties as best I can, so that's why I didn't have Duda bat cleanup. So Duda will hit in the fifth position. Wilmer Flores is at shortstop. He will hit sixth. Batting seventh will be the catcher Travis d'Arnaud. And batting eighth, oh, I forgot we have to have a DH, don't we? I'm getting confused here and because I've been out of this for so long. The DH is going to be, boy, who do they need a DH that's any good? Not really a whole lot of people that are going to be good here. Actually, they might DH Granderson. You know what? They're going to DH Kadire. He's not going to be in left field. They're going to DH Kadire. Kirk Neuenice is going to be in left field. And then batting ninth and playing center field will be Juan Lagares. Okay, so there's your lineup. Had to get all that straight. On the bench, they have 4 players. They have Lagares, Mayberry, of course, and Tejada and Campbell. But Tejada and Mayberry can't come in until the 7th by rule. All right, so we got that straight for the Mets. Now, let's look at the lineup for the Astros, knowing that Gonzalez, Tucker, and VR all have to rest. So I got to go through now and figure out who is left to make the lineup. Well, usually Altuve will lead off, and I'm not going to change anything with that. We're going to have Altuve lead off, batting second. the recently returned Colby Rasmus coming back from injury. So Rasmus will be in center field, and he will bat second. George Springer will be in right field hitting third. Batting cleanup will be the third baseman, Luis Valbuena. Batting in the fifth position will be the DH, Evan Gattis. Batting sixth will be the catcher, Jason Castro. Batting seventh will be the first baseman, Chris Carter. Hitting eighth, and at shortstop is going to be Jed Lowry. And batting ninth and in left field will be Jake Marisnick. Actually, Marisnick, let's see, do I want actually, Rasmus is going to be in left field. Marisnick is a better fielder. He's going to be in center. Okay, that leaves on the bench the three guys that had to rest, plus the backup catcher, Hank Conger. And now Tabby wants to jump over here, and I really don't need Tabby jumping in here at the moment, as I'm trying to get this all squared away. Got her dice. Check the video and see if everything fits okay. Looks like it does. Now, of course, Tabby wants to join in, and I really don't want Tabby to join in. Tabby, will you move, please? Or do you want to move? Or do you want to say hello to everybody because you've been gone for a while, like that, like your daddy has? There you go. All right, let's get this out of the way. Come on. There you go. All right. Tabby wanted to make her cameo. She did. Now we can move on to bigger and better things. All right, so now all the lineups are set. We are ready for some baseball. And I do have the computer up, so let me get the stats of the players as we go along, so I can let you know how they're doing. For Dallas Keuchel, let's get his numbers. I can find it here where I had it. There it is. Let's see here. Team stats for Houston. Okay, Dallas Keuchel enters this game 1-1 with a 1.29 ERA, 14 innings pitched, 16 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, 9 strikeouts, no homers allowed. So, actually, I'll go ahead and score the game on the computer while I'm playing it, I guess. That probably makes the most sense. No, I don't want to do that. That's going to take too much time. So, I'll eschew with the statistics. There aren't that many statistics available because I haven't played that often. So, it hadn't been that many games. They've only played 9 games for each team. And now the dog wants to bark. It was a quiet all morning on this Saturday until I want to play a game. And then it seems like everybody wants to do everything. I'm going to turn that light off. I think it takes some of the glare out and you can see the cards better. Hopefully. Any way that you can. So like I said, first time back, so it's a little bit on the risky side as I'm trying to figure out what's going to go on here. All right, so Dallas Keuchel will face Curtis Granderson to lead off. And Series 4 is now underway on this April 23rd, 2015. Game 46 out of 270. Curtis Granderson. 1-6 for Granderson. He gets a leadoff walk. That's what a leadoff guy is supposed to do, get on base with that leadoff walk. Granderson, not really a threat to steal, but he's a C stealer, so they will have to hold him on. They don't hold him on, he's got too much of a chance to steal there. So he will be held on, and now here's David Wright. Not really hit and run guys, so he's just going to swing away. 1-8 against the lefty. And 1-8 against the lefty. I read off Granderson. I read off at the right side by mistake. but 1-6 was still a walk for Granderson. So, but Wright 1-8 is a single 2 stars. So how about that? They're hitting Keuchel early. Runners are at the corners, nobody out. Wright will not be held at first. And that brings up Daniel Murphy. Mets looking to jump out on Keuchel early. 1-6, that's a ground ball, pitcher A. So let's look at the rules and see what we get on the advanced chart. On the advanced chart, ground ball A, if no runners are forced, they have to hold. So run on third is not forced, so he has to hold. So check that, check that. If one or more runners are forced, runner on first is out, completion of double play, other runners advance. So basically, it's a double play ground ball. The run's going to score, but it does kind of put a kibosh on the rest of the inning, most likely, as a 1-6-3 double play. Granderson does score. Mets do take a 1-0 lead, but now the bases are clear with 2 outs for DH Michael Gedire. 1-9, and that's a 1-9 home run. So a chance for the Mets to get a second run on the board. Nope, it's an 11, so it's just going to be a deep fly to left to end the inning. But the Mets do strike first against Dallas Keuchel. They get a run on the board and hand that lead to Jacob deGrom. And I will go ahead and look up deGrom's numbers just to give you his in season after 2 starts, what he's done. And deGrom, in his 2 starts to this point, he is 1-0. He has not given up a run. In 2 starts, he's pitched 14 1/3 innings, given up 6 hits, no runs, 4 walks, 16 strikeouts. So dominant early on. And that's going to be the task for the Astros to try to break through. Jose Altuve will get his first crack. He'll get the first crack at deGrom. 4-6, and that's a fly to center. 1 away. That'll bring up Colby Rasmus. His first game back from injury. 4-10 against the lefty for deGrom. Fly ball center field X. Center field is Lagares. And Lagares checks in as a 2. So let's see if he can get to this. 2 and a 15 he does. So Lagares makes the play for out number 2. 2 up and 2 down. Brings up George Springer, right fielder. 3-10, and that's a fly to center. So 3 consecutive fly balls to center field to start the game for the Astros. And they go down in order, 1, 2, 3. So after 1 complete, it is the Mets 1, Astros 0. Keuchel back out. And he'll be facing Lucas Duda, lefty on lefty matchup. 6-5, and that's a ground ball, shortstop X. Shortstop in this case is Jed Lowry, and Lowry is a 4, not very good. 4 and a 15 though, he might get away with it. A 4 and a 15 for a shortstop. 4 and a 15 is a ground ball C, which is good enough. So Lowry, not the best of range, but was able to make that no problem. Well, may have been a problem, but he took care of it. Speaking of shortstops, here's Wilmer Flores. 4-10. Fly ball center field X. Now we're looking at Marisnik. He's a 1. 1 and a 14 is good. Good play by Marisnik as he ranges over to make that. 2 up and 2 down for the catcher Travis d'Arnaud. 2-12, and that's a home run, 1-16. We're not doing ballpark effects, so it's a 1-16 home run for Travis d'Arnaud. And that is gone. Travis d'Arnaud, a solo shot with 2 outs here in the second, gives the Mets a 2-0 lead. Dallas Keuchel wants that pitch back, but he can't get it back. Here's the left fielder, Neuenhuis. That's a 4-8, and that's a strikeout to end the inning. But another run for the Mets as they take a 2-0 lead. And DeGrom, you don't want to give DeGrom too many runs if you're the Astros, or it's going to be a near impossibility to come back. Here's Valbuena, third baseman. 6-7, and that's a ground ball. Second base, X. Second baseman is Murphy. Good hitter, not so good of a fielder. He's a 4. 4 and a 7 for a second baseman. A 4 and a 7 is a ground ball C, so he was able to hang on and make the play. Wow. Talk about cutting it close. That's about as close as you can get. Here is Evan Gattis, the DH. 2-2 for Evan Gattis against a right-hander. It's going to fly to center. 2 down. He's got one of those rare fly ball center field A's where the runner can advance. Those deep fly balls. But it didn't help him here. No runners on base. Here's Jason Castro, the catcher. 110. And that's a fly ball to right to end the inning. So 6 up and 6 down against DeGrom. Mets lead at 2-0 after 2. We start the third. And Granderson, we're back to, it's Lagares that will lead it off. And then Granderson. Lagares, the center fielder, the number 9 hitter with the DH employed. So Lagares steps in. 3-10 against the lefty. That's a ground ball to short. So handled by Lowry, 1 down. And here's Mr. Granderson. Walked and scored his first time. 5-7, and this time he's going to strike out. Keuchel will get him. 2 down. And that's going to bring up David Wright. 2-2. Another fly ball center field A, but again, nobody's on base, so it doesn't matter, and that's the third out, so it also doesn't matter. So 3 up and 3 down. First 1-2-3 inning for Keuchel. Maybe he's settling in, we'll see, but it might be too late. So now Chris Carter, first baseman, starts it off for the Astros, followed by Lowry and Marisnick. 7, 8, and 9 in the order. 5-6. That's a 1-5 single. Anything else, he will line it right to Murphy. That's a 2, so it's going to get sneaked by Murphy for a base hit. As the old saying goes, there goes a no-hitter. Carter will not be held as an E-stealer. Jed Lowry, the batter. 1-8. It's going to pop it up to first. Duda is there. 1 down. For the center fielder, Marisnick. 2-4 for Marisnick, and that is a fly to right field. Hauled in out there by Granderson. 2 down. Flip the order over to Altuve. 2-6 for Altuve. He grounds it to short. We'll say Flores goes the short way, the fielder's choice, to end the inning. So 3 innings are in the books. As I'm trying to get my feet wet again and get back into a rhythm of doing this. It's going to take a couple games probably. I'm sure this one's a little bit shaky. All right, we go to the fourth. Daniel Murphy stepping up, getting to a double play his first chance. 2-7 against a lefty. 1-9 is a single. Anything else, he will line it to Altuve. And it's a base hit, sneaks it past Altuve. Leadoff single for Murphy. He, of course, will not be held as an E-stealer. Designated hitter, Michael Kadire. 1-3, and that's a walk. So trouble for Keuchel here in the fourth as the first 2 are on. And Lucas Duda, the batter. It is a lefty-on-lefty matchup, but Duda is dangerous. Nobody being held on. 2-2, and that's a strikeout. So Duda whiffs. Big strikeout there for Keuchel. He needed it. But he's not out of the woods yet because Wilmer Flores has a great column 1 against left-handers. But he found column 2. 2-5, ground ball shortstop A. That's a 6-4-3 double play. And just like that, Keuchel is out of the inning. So they keep the score at 2-0. And Jacob deGrom back out, facing Colby Rasmus. 4-6, struck him out. Rasmus is gone. 1 down for George Springer. 4-7, and that's another strikeout. So DeGrom getting those whiffs. That's his first 2 strikeouts of the game, surprisingly enough. Coming here in the 4th inning. Can he strike out the side? 2-8, he does not. 1-14 is a double for Valbuena. Anything else, he flies to Lagares. And he flies to Lagares to end the inning. Lagares now in 4 innings has 5 putouts. Very interesting. So after 4 complete, still 2-0. Favor the Metropolitans. And Keuchel back out. He's a 7. DeGrom's a 6 as far as fatigue goes. Travis d'Arnaud, the catcher, start things off for the Mets. He hit a solo shot in the 2nd. 5-5 against a right-hander for Keuchel. A chance for another home run. 1-5 is a home run. 6-20, just a deep fly ball. That's a 17, so it's just a deep fly ball by d'Arnaud. He just got under it. And Rasmus puts it away, 1 down. For Kirk Nieuwenhuis, left fielder. 4-7, struck him out, 2 down. And that brings up the number 9 hitter, Juan Lagares. 6-10, and that's a ground ball, third base X. Third baseman is Valbuena. He's a 3. He's pretty average. 3-15 is good. Ground ball C, that's good enough. Ends the inning. So now we go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 2-0 ball game. DeGrom back out. We'll be facing the designated hitter, Evan Gattis. And one thing I forgot to do was check the injury chances for these pitchers. I don't think they have a whole lot of them, but still need to check it out. DeGrom is a 1, so if we roll a 6-12, he's susceptible to an injury. And Keuchel, if we roll a... Actually, he's a 0, so he cannot be injured. But DeGrom on a 6-12 can be injured, so we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully we don't get a 6-12. Here's Gattis. 3-4, and that's a pop-up to short. No ballpark effects, so no chance for a base hit. Just a pop-up to short, because I am playing advanced only. Jason Castro. 1-8 against a right-hander is a 1-out walk to Jason Castro. He will not be held as an E-stealer. And that'll bring up first baseman Chris Carter. He's got some pop, so DeGrom's got to be careful. 5-6. That's a 1-5 single. Anything else, he lines it to Murphy. And that's a liner snag by Murphy. Castro gets back, 2 down. And it's up to Jed Lowry. Keep the inning going. 4-9, switch hitter batting left. It's a 1-3 single. Anything else, again, it'll be snagged by Murphy on a 4-20. And it is. So Murphy snags 2 liners in a row in the inning. 5 innings in the books. Still 2-0 Mets. Got a pitcher's duel going, which is certainly not unexpected when you got the aces of both teams. So Curtis Granderson, he has walked and struck out. Scored a run. 3-7 for Granderson. 1-3 is a single. Another liner to second possibly for Altuve. 4-20. And it's a 20, so that's the 3rd consecutive line out to second base on a split chance in the game. Interesting how those rolls came up all in a row. Here's David Wright. Singled and fly to center. 110 against the lefty. That's a home run for David Wright. No ballpark effects to worry about. Wright just crushes it. And the Mets now lead at 3-0 as Wright just tattooed that ball. And all Rasmus could do was look up and shake his head. Keuchel didn't even look, I think. It was so hit so hard. Here's Murphy. Grounded into a double play and singled. 4-8 against the lefty. Struck him out. He's not tired yet. Hasn't hit his fatigue inning yet, so note the dot doesn't come into play just yet. Here's Kadire. And of course with DH, you can remove the pitcher whenever you want. You don't have to worry about strategizing with the pinch hitter and stuff like that. 6-5 against Keuchel. It's a ground ball shortstop X. That is Lowry. Again, he's a 3. 3 and a 1. That's going to get through for a base hit. Base hit for Kadire. 2-out single. E-Stealer will not go anywhere. Not being held, obviously. Here's Duda. 5-4, lefty on lefty. That's a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. But the home run off the bat of David Wright makes it 3-0 Mets. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, and DeGrom, every time you give him a run, it's just like extra, it's just like a cherry on top. He just loves it. Here's Marisnik, number 9 hitter, flew to right his first chance. 3-8 against a righty, fly to center. He's got a loaded column 3, but 8 is a fly to center. 1 down. And that's going to send up Jose Altuve. 6-10, and that is a ground ball third base X. That's David Wright. David Wright at third base is a 3, so pretty average. 3 and an 11 is going to go to his error rating. He's an E17. E17 and a 7. E17 and a 7 is a ground ball A, so it's a good play for Wright as he takes care of Altuve on a tough chance. 2 down for Colby Rasmus. 2-7 for Rasmus. That's a 2-out walk. 2-out walk. Rasmus, the E-Stealer, will not be held and will not go anywhere. George Springer, 0 for 2, flew to center and struck out. 4-6, and he's going to fly to center again. Another put out by Mr. Lagares. And DeGrom, 6 shutout innings. It's 3-0. Favor the Mets. This is Keuchel's fatigue inning. That was the fatigue inning for DeGrom. He did give up a walk, but he's still good, especially pitching a shutout. So Wilmer Flores will start at the top of the 7th. Flores 0 for 2, flew to center and hit into a double play. 1-7 will crack a double. So a leadoff double for Wilmer Flores. And now the Astro bullpen is starting to loosen. Will Harris, a right-hander, loosening down in the pen pretty quickly, as a matter of fact. Let's check Flores is running. He doesn't run well at all, so he will not be held. Here's d'Arnaud. Homered and flew to left. 6-5, that's a ground ball shortstop X. No change in the defense because nobody's being held. So the shortstop, Lowry, is a 3. 3 and a 3 is going to get through for a base hit. Is it 2 stars or 1? 3 and a 3 is a single 1 star. Single 1 star. So base hit 1 star means Flores stops at third. Runners at the corners. Nobody out. Infield's going to have to come in. Travis d'Arnaud not being held at first. But the infield is in. They can't afford to give any more runs. They got to cut that run off. New and ice. Lefty on lefty. 6-9. Struck him out. Big strikeout for Keuchel for the first out. Now, do they go back? They have a possibility of going back for a double play because on a 3-6, that's going to get through for a base hit. And on a 2-12, that's going to get through for a base hit with the infield in. And he does have some A chances. They're going to play the infield for double play depth. 2-10. Didn't matter. That's going to be a base hit. 1 to 18 is a double. And it is a double 2 stars. So d'Arnaud cannot score. He has to stop at third. But the 4th run of the game comes in off of Keuchel on the double by Lagares. And Keuchel may be running out of gas. As one more batter, he will be officially tired. They're going to let him pitch to Granderson because he's controlled Granderson pretty well. But if he doesn't get Granderson out, they will bring in Harris to face Wright. 3-7. It's a 1 to 3 single. Anything else, he lines it to Altuve on a 4 to 20. And he does. That's going to end the inning. But the run scores. And we go to the 7th inning stretch. That's going to be all for Dallas Keuchel. His day is done. Will Harris will come in and pitch the 8th. Maybe the 9th. We'll see. But Will Harris will be the new pitcher. So for Keuchel, he goes 7 innings, faces 28 batters. And now DeGrom, since we're in the 7th inning stretch, I'm going to stretch myself, stand up a bit, loosen things up a bit, and make sure that everything is still showing. Okay, I think it is. Okay. Luis Valbuena will start things off against DeGrom. 3-6. That's a ground ball to second. Easy play there for Mr. Murphy. 1 down for the designated hitter, Evan Gattis. And Gattis 0 for 2, a fly to center and a pop to short. 6-2, and that's a ground ball to short. 2 down. And that takes us to Jason Castro, the catcher. Flew to right and has walked 0 for 1. 6-8, and he's going to fly to left, and that's going to end the inning. So DeGrom, 7 shutout innings in a 4-0 ball game. Might cap DeGrom at 7, or he might keep him going. We'll see how it plays out. For the Astros to start the 8th, it will be Will Harris. 5-5 with a 1.90 ERA in real life. Let's check his numbers for Houston so far in the replay. Will Harris is 0 in 4 games. He's pitched 3 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. He's 0-1 with a 5.40 ERA. So Will Harris is in, and he'll face David Wright, who homered his last time up. But that was against the lefty. Now he's got to face the righty. 4-8, and that's a walk. So Will Harris issues a leadoff walk to Wright. Wright will not be held. Here is Mr. Murphy. 1-6, that's a pop out to second. Altuve gloves it. 1 away for the designated hitter, Michael Kadire. 4-6, that's a 1-3 triple. Anything else, it'll be caught in center by Marisnick on a 4-20. And it is caught by Marisnick. That saved a run. 2 down, and that brings up Lucas Duda. And Duda had a rough day against the lefty Keuchel. He was 0 for 3. See what he does against the righty. 3-9, and he's going to strike out, so he didn't do any better. He's 0 for 4. Not a good day for Duda. It's a good day for most of the Mets, but not for Duda. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, and DeGrom's going to still come back out there. He's not fatigued, so we're going to keep him going. Chris Carter, the batter. Bottom part of the order, Carter, Lowry, and Marisnick. And now the rested guys are eligible to pinch hit if they like, so Gonzalez certainly might pinch hit for Marisnick. Carter, 6-7. Ground ball second base X, that's Murphy. He's not very good. Remember, he is known for his hitting, not for his fielding. Murphy's a 4. Might catch a break. 4-13 is a ground ball C. Good enough. How about that? So, Mr. Murphy doing just enough to get by. Jed Lowry, the batter. Lowry, 0 for 2, pop up in a liner. 1-6, and he's going to line it out again. So he had 3 trips to the plate and did not leave the infield. 2 down, and now the pinch hit from Marisnick, I believe, because they really need somebody in there that's got some pop. Marisnick's 0 for 2. He hadn't really done anything. So they're going to bring in, they're going to bring in Preston Tucker, a lefty. So Preston Tucker, who had to rest, will be on to pinch hit because we're in the 8th inning. So he's certainly eligible for that. Tucker, good column 3 against righties. But he found DeGrom's column 6. That's a base hit. 6-6 a single. Pinch hit single for Preston Tucker. And Preston Tucker will go into the game as a left fielder, and Rasmus will switch over to center field because Tucker's not rated for a center field. He's only rated for right and left. All right, so here's Altuve, and Tucker, of course, will not be held with the lead what it is. 6-8, ground ball to third. That's going to end the inning. Wright will go the short way to Murphy for the fielder's choice, And how about that? DeGrom going for the shutout in the 9th inning. Right now, it is 4-0. And let's see who's coming up for the Mets. Flores, d'Arnaud, and Nieuwenhuis. Harris will be lifted. He's more of a 1-inning guy, so he will come out. He pitched 1 inning, faced 4 batters. And we'll go to another pitcher for the Astros. And let's see, it will be right-hander Pat Neshek. Neshek in real life, 3-6 with a 3.62 ERA and 1 save. In the replay so far, Neshek, 4 innings pitched, no ERA. He's got 0 ERA, no wins, no losses. 3 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. So pretty well for Neshek. Of course, its sample size is very small. Going to have to get about, each team has to have about 25 to 30 games to really get a good sample going. All right, so leading things off will be Wilmer Flores. He doubled and scored his last chance. 5-6 against Neshek. It's a fly to center. So the top of the 9th starts with a fly out. 1 down for Travis d'Arnaud. He's had a good game. Homer and a single, 2 for 3. 6-7, but this time he's going to pop it to short. Neshek took care of that. And here's Nieuwenhuis. Nieuwenhuis has got the hat trick, struck out all 3 times. 4-6, he's going to do it again. He gets the golden sombrero. So Duda and Neshek having a rough time, but nobody rougher than Neshek. The golden sombrero and 4 strikeouts, but he's got a good defensive rating, so that's why he's in there. So Neshek is going to go 1 inning and only face the 3 batters he needed to face. And now DeGrom comes out for the top of the 9th, or bottom of the 9th rather. See if he can finish what he started. Bullpen activity for the Mets is looming as Juris Familia is loosening just in case DeGrom should struggle. Colby Rasmus will be the first guy to give DeGrom that struggling chance. 3-8, and he's going to strike out, so no struggle there. Only ones struggling are the Astros. Here's Springer. And Springer 0 for 2 with a walk. 4-8, and that's another strikeout. So DeGrom trying to finish this thing in style. 1 batter left to get, and that is Luis Valbuena. 1-7, that's a walk, so it keeps the game going. And now DeGrom has to look at his fatigue level. 1 more base runner, and he will be fatigued. He's given up 3 base runners since the point of weakness inning. So, actually, no, he's given up 2. No, 3, because 6 was his inning. So, yeah, he's got to watch out for Evan Gattis. Although Gattis is 0 for 3. Do they pinch hit for Gattis? He's a pretty good hitter, though. I don't think you pinch hit for Gattis. I think you let him swing away. 1-12, and that's a hit by pitch plus injury. Boy, Astros don't need any more injuries, but they might get one. So let's go to the injury chart. I can find the injury chart. I just had it. The injury chart, here we go. Injury chart right here, batter injury. 1 to 4, he's okay. 5 to 6, he just misses the remaining of the game. Anything else could be worse news for the Astros. And 11, so he's going to miss 2 games. So he's going to miss this game plus 2. So Gattis will have to leave. He's got a 2-game injury after being plunked. And now we need a pinch runner for the Astros to take his place. And let's see who that's going to be. It can be anybody because they're a DH. They're going to use Jonathan VR because he runs at a 15. So VR will pinch run. And if it goes somehow miraculously to extra innings, he would stay in as the DH. All right, so DeGrom now has reached this point of weakness. He is tired, but do you let him finish it off? It is a save situation now that 2 guys are on because the tying run is now on deck, which I don't really agree with that rule, but I'm going to let DeGrom go as long as he can. If he gives up a run, I'll take him out, but as long as he got the shutout, I'm going to keep him in there. Nobody's being held on base. DeGrom to Castro. Castro is 0 for 2 with a walk. DeGrom trying to finish it off. 6-6. That's a single to right field, and that's going to be it for DeGrom. So tried to get the complete game. It just didn't work for him. Single to right field. Valbuena with 2 outs. Let's see how he runs. Valbuena runs an 11. 2 outs makes him a 13. Right fielder arm Granderson. Let's see what kind of arm he has. He's a +2, makes it a 15. So he will score, and they're going to allow the run to score. And a VR rather. Let's see, VR runs pretty well, I think. Does he not? He runs a 50. He will get to third base, but they want to keep. They're going to cut the throw to keep the runner at first. So runners are now at the corners. It's now a 4-1 game. With Chris Carter coming up, that will be it for DeGrom. He's going to go 8 2/3. So he just misses the chance at a shutout, but he just got tired at the end. He ends up facing, let's see, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 30, 32 batters. That's a lot of batters faced. So now Jeurys Familia will be coming on to try to save it for the Mets. And I'll give you his numbers on the replay as soon as I get over to the Mets side of the house for stats. Jeurys Familia, he is 2-0, so he's gotten 2 wins on this thing. In 4 games, he's got an ERA of 0, but he's 2-0. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run, which was not earned, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. Does have 2 saves. He's going for save number 3. But he's got to get Chris Carter to do it. Chris Carter is the tying run. So you don't want to blow the save and blow a win for DeGrom. Familia will have to answer for that. Carter, boy, if he finds that 2-5 or 2-6, it could be problematic. It's all down to this. 1-9, struck him out. There's your ball game. Familia pitches a third of an inning, gets a cheap save with a strikeout. His third. DeGrom, the winner, he improves to 2-0. Finally allowing some runs, though. So let's make some room here so I can fit this in. All right, so he is the winner, and his record improves to 2-0. Loser is Keuchel. Let's get Keuchel's adjusted record. Keuchel drops to 1-2. Tough 1-2. He's pitched well for the most part, but not getting the run support from his teammates. They got him 1 run, and that was it. So 4-1 ball game as the Mets win it. And DeGrom the winner. Let's do the totals really quickly. For the Mets, let's check their hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 hits I've got them for unofficially. I don't think there was any errors by either team. And left on base for the Mets, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 left on. All right, now we move on to the Astros. 1, 2. I only got him for 3 hits. How about that? 3 hits. They did draw a couple of walks and get a hit by pitch, but 3 hits is all I got him for. Left on base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left on. So unofficially, I'll put it in the computer, and if I make any mistakes, the computer will take care of it. But unofficially, well, officially, the Mets win at 4-1. Unofficially, 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and 5 left for the Mets. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 6 left for the Astros. Winning pitcher Jacob deGrom, he's 2-0. Loser is Dallas Keuchel, drops to 1-2. And getting that last out in the 9th gives Jeurys Familia his 3rd save. So home runs in the game, d'Arnaud and Wright for the Mets. And, of course, no home runs for the Astros. So the Mets win Game 1 of the 3-game series here in Series 4. They improved to 6-4. The Astros dropped to 5-5 as they've lost 2 in a row and trying to right the ship. But Mets can be tough, especially with DeGrom. But we'll see how it plays out the rest of the series. Next video will be matchup number 2 in Series 4. And that's going to be the Philadelphia Phillies and the San Francisco Giants. And actually, this is backwards. It's actually San Francisco at Philadelphia because Philadelphia's already played 3 road series. So I got that backwards. I just didn't fix it here. It's going to be San Francisco. It'll be the home opener for the Phillies. Home opener for the Phillies, and they need to be at home because they are not doing very well. In fact, in the replay, look at the standings. If I can get over to them. They are 2-7. So they are 2-7, but the Giants are only 3-6. So maybe they got a chance to make up some ground here. We'll see how it plays out, but that's the next video. But for this game, Mets win at 4-1 behind the great pitching of Jacob deGrom and some good hitting by David Wright and Travis d'Arnaud. So that's going to do it from here. Like I said, first chance to come back and get back in the swing of things. Hopefully it's didn't flop too bad. Hope you enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And until next time, I will see you all down the road.